Hello friends. So in this video we are going to discuss about ratio comparison. Uh, there are lots of application for ratio comparison, mostly in data interpretation type of questions in CAT or any statistics based questions. So the idea is that you are given two different ratios and you have to compare those ratios and evaluate which of the ratio is of greater value or smaller value. Now, the ideal approach would be to calculate the individual ratios, the decimal values, and then compare those values. But that is not a optimal way of doing it, neither a feasible way, because uh, we don't typically have that much time in the competitive examinations. So we have to devise a quicker way of comparing this ratio. Now, also in most of the cases, approximating these ratio values would help, or that is what is needed, because we don't need to calculate the actual value. We just need to see which one is bigger or smaller, and approximating really helps in quickly calculating these values. Let's get ahead with the concept. So the idea is that we are given two ratios, let's say A upon B and C upon D. Now, there are four cases that can arise, and we'll see that two of the cases we can simply, just looking at the ratios, we can decide whether which ratio is bigger or smaller. And for two cases, we have to do some calculation. So, as we all know, the value of a ratio is directly proportional to its numerator, and it is inversely proportional to its denominator. That means when the numerator increases and the denominator remains the same, the ratio value will increase. And if the numerator value remains the same and the denominator increases, the ratio will decrease. The value for the ratio will decrease, right? So let's say our case one is when C is greater than A and D is less than B. So in the ratio, uh, our numerator increased and denominator decreased, right? So what this will mean? This will mean that my numerator also added a positive effect to my ratio. It increased its value, and my denominator actually decreased. So it also added a positive thing because it is inversely proportional. So it also added a positive value to my ratio. So ultimately my ratio is always going to increase. So my second ratio is always going to be higher in value than the first ratio, right? Similarly, if I have a case when my numerator is decreasing and when denominator is increasing, right? So in this case, my numerator also reduced my value, the ratio value, and my denominator also reduced my ratio's value. So ultimately, this particular ratio will be of smaller value than this particular ratio, right? So these are two trivial cases that can simply be observed and can simply be answered without doing any calculations, right? The other two cases are you have both the numerator and denominator as increasing, and you have both of them as decreasing. So in these two cases, we need to calculate, and we need to drill down and calculate the values and see which one of the ratios are greater in value or smaller in value. Now we'll see how we can approximate, how we can take advantage of percentage to solve such scenarios, such problems. To refer to the percentage approximation, I had already covered it in another video. I'll put that link in the description below. You can go through that video and understand that concept. So let's jump into defining what we mean by percentage. So in order to compare the two ratios, we need to understand by how much did both these numerator and denominator changed, right? And by knowing that, we will definitely know that which ratio is bigger or smaller. So we'll have to get the delta value and then we have to compare that. Now when I say the delta value, it's not the absolute difference between numerator and denominator, but it is the percentage difference. So we'll need to get the percentage change between the numerator and denominator and then decide that which one is higher. So if my percentage change for numerator is larger than or bigger than the percentage change for my denominator, my numerator is going to play a dominating role in deciding whether my ratio is going to increase or decrease. For example, if this A to C, there was a change of X% increase, right? And from B to D there was an increase of Y%, right? Now if X is greater than Y, that means this ratio will be greater, right? Because the change in the numerator is greater than the percentage change in the numerator is greater than the denominator, so it is going to be the dominant factor. Whereas if I had X less than Y, then my denominator dominates the overall change in the ratio, and my ratio, the C upon D, will actually be lesser, right? So I hope you understand this concept. We'll also go through a few examples to discuss this. So let's take a easy example first. So we'll just take, let's say, if I have a ratio 5:10 and I have a ratio 50 upon 12, right? Now the delta change is plus 10 plus 10. So as you can see, both the deltas are same, but this we cannot decide the ratios based on this absolute value, right? So we need to see how much does the numerator change. So in this case, it changed by 200%, right? And my denominator changed by 100%. So my x is greater than y, so definitely this ratio is going to be higher, which is indeed the case. This is 0.5 and this is 0.75. Okay, let's take another example. I have a ratio 40 upon 120 and I have a ratio 58 upon 156, right? Again the same thing, both numerator and denominator is increasing, so I have to calculate it. So I'll say what is the percentage change. So since it changed by 8, it is 20% increase, and this changed by 36, which is 30% increase, right? So my denominator increased in a uh, faster way, or increased in a dominant manner than my numerator. So this ratio is going to be less than this particular ratio, right? Because my numerator changed, the change in my numerator was smaller than the change in the denominator, and the denominator became the dominant factor, right? Similarly, if we take an example, right? So both the cases, my both my numerator and denominator is decreasing. This is decreasing by -10 and this is by -20, right? So this is again 20% decrease, and this is more than 20% decrease, right? Because 20% is 18 and it decreased by 20, so it is around 22% decrease. So I see that my denominator has decreased in a the change in the denominator, the decrease in the denominator is rapid than the numerator. So this denominator is going to be a dominant factor, and since it is decreasing, it is eventually going to increase the ratio, right? So this particular ratio is going to be greater than 50/90, because both numerator and denominator decreased, but denominator decreased at a rapid rate than the numerator. So it is going to increase the overall ratio. So let's take a somewhat complex example now and see how we can apply these principles. So let's say we have right, so we have these two ratios and then we have to compare which one is greater. So this is the typical kind of questions that would be asked in the DI questions, because these would be some figure in the column, and then we have to go see that which of the ratios is greater, right? So we first need to see that whether both of these are increasing or decreasing, which is the case. The both numerator and denominator is increasing, so we have to calculate it. We need to first see that what is the change in the numerator or denominator. So first we need to get the delta value here, right? So with 3743, if I add 80 to it, I get 3823, but I need to get 3821, so it is a 78 absolute increase, right? Similarly, in this case, 5624, 5783. So what I'll do, I'll just say that, okay, I can add 100 to it, which will make it 5724. And then I need another 60 to make it 5784. But since I need 5783, I'll add another 59. So it is an increase in 149, right? Now the next part is to calculate the percentages, because we cannot decide based on the absolute values. So we have these two percentages that we need to calculate, right? Now I have already uploaded one video where I have gone through how to calculate the percentages or how to approximate the percentages. I'll put down the link in the description below. Feel free to go through it and come back to this video. All right. So in this case, we need to get the easier percentages of the denominator, so that we can decompose our numerator into those chunks. So we know that this is my 1%, right? Approximately 37. So, and this 78 has two units of 37. It can accommodate 2 units. That means basically that I can take 2%, and 2% will be 74.86, right? So I have 2% already taken. Then I'm left with 3.14%, right? Now my 0.1% is, so my 0.1% is 3.7, right? So this 3.14 is somewhere between 0.08 to 0.09%, right? So I can say that this is approximately equal to 0.08% to 0.09%. Now we can approximate it now, and then we'll see if the denominator is also in the similar range. Then we have to get to the exact calculation, but in most of the cases it won't be. So approximating this way is fine. Now the next thing is 159 by 56.24. Again, I can see that I can take 2%, which is 56 into 2, 112. So 112.48 contributes to 2%, and I am left with 112, and 159 is 47. So I'm left with approximately 47.5. Right. So I think no, 46.5. So I'm left with 46.5. Now definitely 46.5 is greater than 0.8 or 0.9%, 0.08 or 0.09%. It is again going to be in the range of, so my 1% is 56, and so this is going to be in the range of 0.8 to 0.9%, right? Yeah. So it is just below what I have as my 1%. So I can say that this is 2 2.8% or 2.9%, right? Whereas my numerator was 2.08%. So my denominator has increased. uh, the change in the denominator, the percentage change in the denominator is more than the change in the numerator. So my denominator is going to be the dominant factor in the calculation of ratio, and since the denominator has increased, my ratio is going to decrease, right? So this particular ratio will be less than this particular ratio. I hope I have gone through very slow, but once you practice, you can put down these techniques while calculating the ratios, and you can get these results pretty quick. Yeah, so do let me know if you want any further clarification, or if you want any other thing to be covered. Please like the video, just subscribe the video, press the notification bell so that you get to know about all the new content that I release. Thank you very much.